Hello budget people and welcome back to my channel. I'm She's on a Budget and today we are back for another video. In this video I'll be going through my weekly check-in for week 4 and I'll be closing down my budget for the month of October. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in watching, stay tuned. Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. For all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for clicking on yet another video. If you're new to my channel, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you are kept up to date with all of my latest videos that I post. We are back for another weekly check-in and we are checking in from the 23rd of October until the 31st. Before we get started though, I just want to say a big massive apology. Budgeting for October has been a bit all over the place. I was off sick for a week and then last week we had half term. I haven't really done a lot of videos this month, but I promise November will be a lot better. Obviously I couldn't help being sick, but last week I decided to spend some time doing a few bits around the house, which is why I wasn't able to upload anything until today. So yeah, big apology guys if you've been waiting for those videos. I will do better in November. Okay, so I'm a little bit disorganized as well because we have run out of expense stickers. For those of you who don't know, I use my full sticker sheet from my shop. So I use a full expense sticker sheet. The colour that I use will match the budgeting kit that I've used for the month. So this month we had a brown for grocery expenses. We had a light brown for household expenses. Our fuel expenses were in a cream. Any unbudgeted expenses were in red and utilities was in like a dark grey. And as you can see, we've kind of like used most of these up this month, which is quite rare, but it shows that this month has been quite busy. So I haven't got any dark brown left. So I've used the light brown instead for our first expense, which is for groceries. And that was on the 25th. And then we also had our household expense on that date, which was for £6.93. So I'm just going to put that here. Okay, then moving on to our fuel. I only needed to put fuel in my car once this week, and that was on the 23rd, which was a Friday. And as I said to you, I was at home for the majority of this week. I didn't really go many places and this has lasted me quite well. The last expense I'm going to put down is for utilities, and utilities was literally on the last day of the month, £20. I thought I'd be able to roll it over into November, but nonetheless I needed to top up. So that was the last of the money for the month on that day. We also had another expense for utilities on the 22nd. So I'm just going to put that down here. So in total, we had 2 expenses for utilities. Okay, so going into our weekly check-in, I can put down my expenses now. So we have got groceries is first of all. So groceries, we had that one expense on the 25th, which was for £34.94. So that goes there. And we had £26.92 the week before. So £26.92 minus £34.94, which means that I was over budget by £8.02. So that means obviously there would be no money in my envelope, which you can see is totally empty now. Next we have our household envelope to check. So household is next and we have got the £6.93. So I'm just going to put that here. Although we had £7 in the envelope last week, I did put the money left over into the change jar. So we do not have anything left in there now. And as you can see, that envelope is totally empty. So that's all done. Next, we have fuel. So our fuel envelope. So here is our fuel envelope. and we had one expense for £20. So that goes here. We had £40 in our envelope last week, so that means that we should have £20 remaining. So if I open my envelope, we have got £20 here. So I'm just gonna put that back in this envelope, which is surprising, guys. I have to say, we haven't had leftover fuel for quite some time. So this £20 goes here. Our utilities envelope is next, and we had two expenses. So we had one on the 22nd and one on the 31st. So that means we had £40 in total. We had £40 in that envelope last week, so we shouldn't have anything left in the envelope, and you can see it's totally empty. So we have £0 remaining for that envelope. So yeah, we were over budget by £8.02 for our groceries envelope, but we managed to stay under budget for fuel, which is a bonus. As I said, I haven't had any money left over in my fuel envelope for a long time, so that is good news. But yeah, that is my cash envelopes all checked in for week 4. So the next thing I'm going to do is close down my budget for week 4, and my actual figures for income were exactly as I predicted. So we had £162.03 in variable income. We had £97.17 that we rolled over from week 3, and my income from work was £1,709.93. So those were the actual figures. For our bills and expenses, again, they were as predicted. Onto our sinking fund. So for our sinking fund stuffing that we did last week, we put in £10 for our car maintenance. Car insurance, we put in 20. And for Jada, Nevaeh, Tyrese and my personal sinking fund, they all received 5. So because our predicted expenses were the same as our actuals, I don't need to change my figure at the bottom here. So in total, we had £1,630.52. If I put in my income, so 196913, and I subtract my expenses, so subtract 1630.52, we should have been left with £338.61. Okay, so that is my budget all closed down for week 4. Okay, so coming into my overall budget for the month, I can now fill in the rest of the information. So let's start with our budget. So starting with our budget, I've put down my actual income. So my main salary, my variable income for the month, and my income from my Etsy shop. And that is £2,292.52. So how I work out my actual numbers is that I go back through all of my budgets for week 1 to 4. I add up all of the money that I receive from variable income. I don't include obviously the money that I roll over into the following week, and I add it to my main salary and my Etsy salary. So that's how I get an overall total income for the month. Then for groceries, I've already put my actual figures in. So I'll do the same thing that I did with my income. I go through my weekly check-ins for weeks 1 to 4, and I add up the amount of money that I spent on groceries, household, fuel, and utilities. And then I add that to the amount of money that I have put in from my sinking funds. So before I can put a total down for that, I need to go and check how much money I actually put into my sinking funds first of all. Okay, so here is my sinking funds tracker. I put down my balance that I started with for the month. I also put in the amounts that I've added to each of these envelopes throughout the month, and then I've also put the money that I have taken away from each envelope. So with my allotment envelope, I no longer have it in my binder, but we had £85 at the end of September. I took that money out, and at first I did put it into my gifts envelope, but I quickly changed my mind and I put it into my personal envelope, which I'll get to in a minute. So we have removed the money from my allotment envelope, so we do not have a balance in there anymore. So we have a balance of 0 now, and I probably won't be using this envelope now until the beginning of next year. Car tax is next, and car tax we added £10, so in total we should have £90 in that envelope, and you can see we have £90 in there, so that is our closing balance. Car maintenance is next, and car maintenance we added £40 into our envelope, and that means that we should have a balance of £120, which is there. So we've got 120 in that envelope. Car insurance is next, and car insurance we added 85. Here is my car insurance envelope, and you can see I have got 925 in there now, so that is our car insurance done. Gifts we added in £5. We also spent £47, so that is £32 here on the 5th, £15 on the 9th, and that in total is 47. I did add £85, as I said, from my allotment envelope into this envelope, but I decided to move it into my personal envelope after some thought. In total, we should have in there £60. So that goes there. Harley is next, and Harley we had £100 at the beginning of the month. We took out £80 in total. We took out £50 at the beginning of the month for a groom, then £10 for her coat, and then £20 because she needed a new bowl. For her feeder and her water bowl, it needed to be raised up now, so I got a raised bowl for her so that she doesn't obviously have to bend her neck and strain her neck or back to feed. So I spent that money from her envelope at the end of the month. So in total we spent £80, so that means that we have £20 left for that envelope. Jada is next, and for Jada we added in £15. I didn't take any money out, so in total we have 175 for Jada. And then Nevaeh is next. Nevaeh, we had 220 at the beginning of the month. We added in £15, but we also took out £195. So as I was saying to you guys, the reason why I didn't post many videos is because we were painting our house. So I literally had some white emulsion that I've had for a couple of years. Decided to go through the house and paint all of the rooms white, just to freshen it up a bit and make it a little bit more welcoming. I did say to you though, Nevaeh had her eye on some furniture that she wanted to add to her room, which is why we spent that money out of this envelope. In total, it was £195. So she's left with £40 at the moment. And I do believe I'll be adding in another £15 or so before her birthday, so she can use the rest of that money to treat herself with whatever she feels like now that she's got all the things that she needed. Okay, personal is next. My personal sinking fund, we started with £85 at the beginning of the month. In total, I've added £100. I added £15 initially, and then I added the £85 from the allotment envelope. So in total, I added £100. I also spent £15 on myself. I treated myself to some perfume. So in total, we have got £170 left in our envelope. And I did mention in my sinking fund stuff in video, I'm trying to save up this money to purchase something for my birthday, which is in January. My aim for the next couple of months is to not spend any money out of this envelope at all. So now that I've put that money in there from my allotment envelope, I've given myself a bit of a head start, which is really, really good. Next, we have Tyrese, and Tyrese had £120 at the beginning of the month. I added in £15 and we didn't take out any money from that envelope. So we have got £135 in total. And then for water, our water envelope at the beginning of the month, we had £120. We added in 25. So in total, we have £145 in our envelope for our water bill next year. So that goes there. So canoeing, for our canoeing envelope, this is money that we had received from Jada's sponsors for her canoeing, and she had £500 at the beginning of the month. She has now spent all of it. So here is the canoeing envelope that we kept it in. We had 500 at the beginning of October. She then spent £290 on some kit. She was left with £160, which I had to take out because her canoeing fees were due. So I paid 3 months worth of canoeing fees just so that we could be up to date for quite some time. So in total, we spent £500. So there is no money in the envelope now. And then emergency fund is last. Our emergency fund, I didn't add any money to our emergency fund this month. And unfortunately, we had to take some money out, which was £8.02. So in total, we have got £364.98 left in our emergency fund. So the total balance that we had from last month was £1,992. The amount that we added into our envelopes was £210, and you may have seen that I subtracted 85, and that is because I didn't actually add £100 from myself. That £85 was from the envelope, so I subtracted that from the total number. So yeah, the amount that I actually added in was 210, and the amount that we took out is £845.02. So quite a lot of money has been spent this month. It's crazy, and it actually makes me a bit anxious seeing that figure. But I know £500 of it was money that wasn't obviously my own. So technically it's £345-ish of my own money. Let's see what we have left over in our envelopes. So in total, we have got £1,880. I haven't included my emergency fund into that figure because I do class it as separate money, whereas the figures here reflects the actual cash I have in my binder. So yeah, we had £1,992 at the beginning of the month. Again, this £500 here and this £375 was not included in that figure. And yeah, we now have £1,880 in there. So yeah, I'm hoping to get back up to the £2,000 mark in November. But yeah, guys, that is our sinking funds done for October. I can now come into this page and change things around a bit. We have also got £20 left over in our fuel envelope, so I've quickly changed that over as well. We don't have anything in our household utilities, we don't have anything either, and sinking funds we were under by £40, so we had a variance of £40 for our sinking funds, which is great. I mean, technically I would have liked to save more, but yeah, we didn't. So that is just how it goes, I think, for this month. So for our variance, we had -£8.02, add 20, add 40. So we were over budget by £51.98 technically. So I'm just going to go through my breakdown at the bottom here. Our income goes here, and then our outgoings is going here. So our income for the month was £2,292.52, and our total outgoings was the £672.02 here, plus the 1723.91, which is 2395.93. So here we have 2395.93 in total. So I minus So I was over budget this month by £103.41. Yeah, as you can see, this is probably the first time that I've been over budget by such a large amount, and I knew it was coming. I had made a few errors this month in terms of calculating how much I was going to be putting into certain envelopes, and yeah, I've learned from my mistake. And going into November, I will be doing things a lot more closely and trying to tighten my belt a little bit so that I can recoup this money back. Wondering where this money has come from? It will have come from my emergency fund. So that figure that I just showed you is probably not a true reflection. It is probably less. And yeah, I just want to make sure that I can get back up to that £500 that's in that emergency fund as soon as possible, guys. But yeah, that is our budget closed down for the month of October. Okay, so yeah, guys, that is all for this video. I have already put down my no spend stickers. Criteria for this month was to make sure that I didn't have any unbudgeted expenses, which is great. I haven't technically had any unbudgeted expenses, but I have gone over budget overall, which is a bit disappointing, but I know why. The other thing I want to say is that I think because I haven't been posting as regularly as I used to, and I haven't been tightening up my belt, I have been saying for a while I want to tighten up my belt in terms of my grocery budget and my household budget, and I've still been spending kind of willy-nilly. I haven't really been keeping a close eye on it, so I have got some changes that will be coming for November. And yeah, guys, I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Ring that notification bell so you are kept up to date with all of my latest videos. Give this video a big thumbs up and do not forget to comment down below. Have a good day.